Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So I just wanted to go back over from a previous video of my prediction for Kucoin token. I did say in a previous video that I thought it would revisit the all-time high, and this is when it was round about the $5 mark. I did say that these coins tend to retrace back to what it was at the start, but I did also say that this $20, roughly $20 would be a strong resistance level. So it does seem to be that. I think in trading view it did hit about $20, and then it's came back down slightly. If you go to the smaller time frames, I think we were looking round about the pretty much bang on there. Yesterday, $20 almost. But I did say this before, that I was expecting this to do this run back up. I did say before, the longer this seems to sit in the sideways action. Now this is not just this one. I've noticed quite a lot of the coins are doing this. You're getting a bit of a run sideways, cooling off period from this first. I think this is maybe when it's first listed, or maybe first put on Kucoin. I think, in fact, I think you can only buy it on Kucoin. I don't think you can buy it on Binance or Kraken. I think it is just Kucoin, I believe. So it's possibly that it was just launched right about that time, and it's just the demand that's been up, and then it's cooled off. So you will find a lot of the charts it tends to do this. Now, one of the ones I was going to mention, so if you look at this chart and see this run, if you have a look at the one that I think will be similar in price increase is this Stormx, and have a look at how similar this chart is playing out. So the all-time high was 23 cents, and we've got again pretty much the same period as well, sideways action, and look at this, it goes up, cools off, and it's about to take off. I think in the next few weeks we're going to be looking like it's going to revisit this all-time high. If you look back at Kucoin in the last couple of days or a week, it's did exactly a 4x, 4 times gain. It was $5 and it went to exactly $20, which is a psychological level. I would have thought that about 25 cents would have been a psychological level, but it just shows you it's slightly down from at 23. But again, at this current price of about 6 cents, if you look at it on the calculator, a 4x gain would take it to 24, and 24 is pretty much its previous all-time high, just below. So that would do an exact 4x replicating Kucoin. It's not to say that this will happen, it's not to say it'll do a 4x, it may stagnate again for a wee bit longer, but if you look at a lot of the charts, this is what it seems to be doing. It's got its big run up at the start, it cools down, sideways action for a number of months, and then it goes up, sideways again, takes off. So keep an eye on this, guys. This will be the next one, I think, possibly to do a 4x gain, and it is still cheap, easy to pick up. You can buy this on Binance, and you can also do leverage trading on Binance futures. I don't know if it does it on some of the other exchanges. I don't tend to use them. I tend to stick to Binance, but you can pick this up very cheap. So even $100, £100 on this, you're going to get a nice wee gain if it does this 4x. But just keep in mind that this is going to be a resistance level round about the 23. So even if you were to do leverage trade and put I would say take profit or stop loss at that sort of level, or maybe just before. So yeah, I think this one is going to be exploding just shortly. So this this Stormx, this online shopping where you can download this pretty easy to use app, and for any of the purchases, I believe you can get your returns in crypto, possibly Bitcoin. I think you're getting Bitcoin, and it's it's using a lot of retailers just now. There's a lot of retailers involved in this, and there's a lot of monthly transactions. So I think it's going to take off. You're going to see big names. It's going to become bigger and bigger, and shopping.io is also another one. It's involved similar sort of online shopping with rewards in crypto. So it's going to bring more people, normal investors, normal just even normal shoppers, to the crypto space. And if they can just buy their normal everyday things but get a bit of crypto in return, that will hopefully get them just a bit of interest that's needed to get into the crypto space, and that would bring more people in, and that would help overall all of the market cap for most of the coins. I would imagine once people start getting involved and start seeing the gains and how good some of these projects really are. I don't think a lot of people believe in how good and how very clever some of these developers are. They're very, very clever. They're doctors and scientists and computer programmers. These guys are very, very clued up, and there's a lot of money being spent on these apps and just general developing and staking and farming. And there's going to be a massive boom coming here. I really do believe that these altcoins are going to be doing really well. I know most of the news focuses on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and they are, the safest bet. They're going to be around forever, and I strongly believe that these other ones will be. Certainly, most of them will be, especially the ones in the top maybe $10 billion market caps by the end of this year. But if you have a look at the coin market cap, now this is an online shopping platform similar to Amazon, where you can buy a lot of the stuff through just normal retailers. A lot of the shops have put their own branding on this app, on the site, and then you're spending your money buying the items, and you're getting some of the cash back in Bitcoin or other crypto. I would just assume that it's very similar to Amazon, except you're getting cash back on crypto. Now, if you have a look at this market cap, and as you would imagine, that the online shopping industry is worth serious money, billions and billions, because that is the future. Look at every high street just now with these shops. They're just all closing because everybody's shopping online. You're getting more and more companies building websites, building platforms to basically keep up with demand for online shopping. So if you have a look at this market cap of 702 million, and then you have a market cap of Amazon at 1.69 trillion. I mean, how many for that to get, I don't even know the calculation, but I'm not saying, guys, that that's going to be the case and that's going to overtake Amazon. I think Amazon's too big now to really be threatened by these companies, but it's not to say that can't do a 10, 20, 30, 40x through time. Not saying it'll do it this bull run or this year, but it's got the potential. This one and shopping.io, I think the shopping.io seems to be getting more press coverage just now, and I know Alex Becker, another YouTuber, he's been put on their list for dealing with the programs, because he's quite a well-known e-commerce professional. He's built up a multi-million-dollar e-commerce business, so I think he's been put on there for advice. He's one of the advisors for shopping.io. so if they're using Alex as an advisor, then it's ultimately going to do well, because he's a very successful businessman and he knows exactly the ins and outs of the e-commerce industry. So, and I think Stormx has also got a similar type of backing, and the developers and analysts behind Stormx are also very, very good at what they do. So I think I'm very bullish. I do personally hold some Stormx, and I have done for a wee while, and I've had already a nice wee increase. I think I bought it a way back down here around about the 2 cents. So don't be surprised in the next few weeks if this straight up to the 23 cents and possibly more, but I do think that this will be a resistance level round about that sort of point. I think the shopping.io, I think it's a bit more on the pricey side with it 187. So, but again, the market cap still very low on this one, but there's a lot less circulating supply on this, so this is going to have an effect on the price. Ultimately, it's a rarer coin, rarer availability, so it's going to drive up the price. But because of this one's had a bit of a run recently, and it's taken a bit of a rest here, but I think because me personally, going by this recent rise, I wouldn't be looking to invest in this one at the moment. I do think that your best bet is the Stormx if you're looking at this sort of industry. And I mean, you've got to remember, guys, that the online shopping is here for good. It's I would say it's a safe hedge bet on this doing well. I can't see why it won't do well. Some of the other ones you might think might be a bit risky. Some of the other coins are on basically different things like insurances and advertising, like the basic attention token and various other things. But I would say that in terms of hedging a bet, I would say that this is a very safe hedge, betting on this sort of online shopping platform, going just based on how you know that how popular the online shopping is with Amazon. And the reason I keep mentioning Amazon, because that's the most well known one, and I can see this scaling up to similar sort of levels. This is probably not going to get to the $1 trillion market cap. I mean, it would certainly be amazing if it did. If that was the case, they would probably be sitting about $100. And remember, it's got a 10 billion supply with the 8.4 circulating supply. So this is why it's more. There's more available of them, so therefore that's why the price is low compared to shopping.io. But it doesn't mean you can't compare it and say one's better than the other because of that. You've just got to take into account that the amount of supply on these is going to so the price is going to be lower. Ultimately, it'll never get to the same sort of level, but in terms of percentage gains, it will be better for the future trading and just generally holding this coin, because being such a small market cap and such a small price, the percentage gains is going to certainly outperform all the big players like your Bitcoin, Ethereum, where this could easily do a 4x in a couple of days, where Bitcoin would never do that in a couple of days. It would take a long time. So if you are holding Bitcoin, my advice is, now obviously I'm not a financial advisor, but my advice is I would take some of the Bitcoin out and I would be putting some of the money into some of these smaller, safer, well, when I say safer, I mean safer than some of the other altcoins, not safer than Bitcoin, but it's certainly, I would say the reward outweighs the risk on Stormx, on my personal opinion, where I have done this. So and if price drops any more excuse me guys, if the price drops any more, I'll be picking up some more. So I think that I think will be testing this price, and I'll be doing another wee update as soon as it does so, because I think it will. I think it's only time, it's not if, I think it's going to be when. So but yeah, that's really all I was going to say about that, guys. You can do your own research. I always recommend you do your own due diligence and research anyway before you invest some of your money on that. But I'm just saying, in my opinion, that I think it's going to revisit the all-time high, and that'll be a 4x gain. So and they're also bringing out, you always like to keep an eye on the up-to-date news on these coins as well, so as long as they keep producing new updates and more news, it's still looking bullish, and I think this debit card news is going to help it even more. I don't really know what this ad browser, what it's going to be. It doesn't tell you a lot of information on this, so but again, any news is good news in my mind, so it's just generally going to be improving it all the time, and it just shows you the team are still working on it, where some of these coins, I think the developers and the team behind it may just get fed up or bored, or they're struggling with it, or what number of reasons. But if you see the still news coming out on these ones, it's still looking good. So but that's it. So, and just one more thing, guys, it's still a fairly new channel, and any subscribers, likes, comments would certainly help me a lot on this channel. I do want to try and devote more of my time to it, and I'm trying to do my best and give you everyday update. If there's any coins, any information you want me to cover, I could talk about the passive income side from staking and farming, and the percentage gains and the interest rates, and where I would recommend holding the coins, and what coins, and if you want me to talk about anything in particular, because it's such a small channel, you know, I can devote my time to certain comments and certain information that's given to me, so I certainly don't mind that. It'd be good to get some of the feedback from my viewers, and it would certainly help me out. So I think certainly the comments and the likes help a lot with my channel, because like you can see here, I've had 193 views on that video and 100 on that one, which is really good for a new channel. But some of the other ones are fairly down, so I don't know whether it's to do with YouTube just holding it back from the viewers, or there's not enough comments or likes, or I'm not too sure exactly how this still works, but it would certainly be good. I mean, I certainly enjoy doing these videos, and I like to keep them just short, to the point, don't want to bore you too much, but it would be good to get your feedback. And like I say, guys, if there's anything in particular you want me to talk about, if you want me to cover, if you want me to compare one token to another, the more responses I get, and the more subscribers and likes I get, the more I can focus on building the channel and help you guys out by giving you the content that you want ultimately. So but yeah, I mean, that's really all I was wanting to talk about, guys. So and thanks for watching to the end, and please a wee thumbs up would certainly help my channel. So thanks again now. Bye, guys.